Hey guys, what's up? Derek from Bomb Socks here with another edition of Bomb Bites, feasting upon the words of Christ, one amazing bite at a time. So you guys were so great. You responded so well to our choose your own adventure that we had with all of these battle strategies that I found as we're going through these chapters for Come Follow Me this week. Again, there's so many of them and I wanted to do all of them, but I can't do all of them just for sake of time. So I wanted you guys to choose. In fact, you could still go out there and choose. If you look at our picture right here. So as you see, there's 8 different lessons you could choose from. You've got the Come On Down. You've got Ladies, Here's Your Man. You got Extreme Makeover Battle Edition. You got the Gold Medal and the Javelin Goes To. You got Never Pick on the Small Guy. You got How to Be Happy. You got one individual stepping out in the midst of others there. And you got How to Avoid Fix-It Felix on this one. So these all represent lessons that go with little scripture blocks from chapters 43 to 52. And you guys spoke up. The one that got the most amount of votes that I'm going to focus on today is this one right here, Extreme Makeover Battle Edition. So I love these home improvement shows. If unsupervised, I could sit and watch HGTV all day long. That and the Food Network. That's something for another time. But I love shows like Fixer Upper and some of those other ones. They're just fun to watch. It's fun to see them take these old dilapidated houses and they turn these things into just wonderful, beautiful homes. I mean, you got so many, Flip or Flop, you got so many different shows. The original, the OG show of all of the home improvement shows was one called Extreme Makeover. And this happened a few years ago. And what they would do is they would take just this home that this family has and they would find out what this family likes. They'd send them away for a week and they would spend a week building up this house and make it something that this family absolutely loved. It's just a good, heartwarming show. But as I thought about this idea of Extreme Makeover Battle Edition, you go to Alma chapter 49. Now in Alma chapter 49, in fact, it's Alma 49 and 50. There's great lessons for a family here. So let's just jump right into chapter 49. So in chapter 49, you got the Lamanites that are attacking Nephite cities, and they're trying to go after cities that are weak. These old dilapidated cities here. You start with verse number 5, and there's a cool thing here. Verse number 5. Now at this time the chief captains of the Lamanites were astonished exceedingly because of the wisdom of the Nephites in preparing their places of security. So they tried going after these cities, and the Nephites had built up these cities that used to be weak. Verse 6, now the leaders of the Lamanites had supposed, you're going to see this word a lot here, because of the greatness of their numbers. Yea, they supposed that they should be privileged to come upon them as they had hitherto done. Yea, they had also prepared themselves with shields and with breastplates, and they also had prepared themselves with garments of skins, yea, very thick garments to cover their nakedness. You go all the way back to chapter 43. These guys were running into battle with a loincloth, and that's it. It's where the Nephites were aptly built up and ready to go. So they realized, look, if we're going to beat the Nephites, then we've got to start doing things the way they're doing them. So you go to verse number 7. Thus being prepared, they supposed, so again, these Lamanites, they're prepared, so they supposed that they should easily overpower and subject their brethren to the yoke of bondage, or slay and massacre them according to their pleasure. Verse 8. But behold, to their uttermost astonishment. It's fun to see the word astonished in scriptures. This is apparently the farthest you can go with astonishment. Uttermost astonishment. They were prepared for them in a manner which never had been known among the children of Lehi. Now, they were prepared for the Lamanites to battle after the manner of the instructions of Moroni. Hopefully, we'll definitely get a chance to talk about Moroni. Verse 9, and it came to pass that the Lamanites or the Amalekites were exceedingly astonished at their manner of preparation for war. Now, if King Amalickiah had come down out of the land of Nephi at the head of his army, perhaps he would have caused the Lamanites to have attacked the Nephites at the city of Ammonihah. For behold, he did not care for the blood of his people. Oh, we're going to talk about him. Every single time you guys hear the name Amalickiah, I want you to boo him. He is a bad guy. He may be, in my opinion, the worst bad guy in the entire Book of Mormon. I think he's a bad, bad dude. So that's Amalickiah. He's leading these armies and he's going in and attacking these cities. He is astonished because they are prepared for him. Now, verse 11, but behold, Amalickiah did not come down himself to battle, because again, he didn't care about his people. And behold, his chief captains durst not attack the Nephites at the city of Ammonihah, for Moroni had altered the management of affairs. That's a great statement among the Nephites, insomuch that the Lamanites were disappointed in their places of retreat, and they could not come upon them. What's interesting is, as the enemies seem to be increasing, the Nephites had to change the way that they had prepared themselves. So that phrase where it says they altered the management of affairs, that's how they have to do that. So the defenses of the past are not going to work for an enemy that is continually advancing against you. That's what's happening. As Satan continues to change his methods, we need to increase our preparation. So you keep going to verse number 12. Therefore they retreated into the wilderness, took their camp, marched towards the land of Noah, supposing, there they are supposing again, that to be the next best place for them to come against the Nephites. For they knew not that Moroni had fortified, that's such a good word here, or had built forts of security for every city in all the land round about. Therefore they marched toward the city of Noah with a firm determination. Yea, their chief captains came forward. They took an oath that they would destroy the people of that city, because this city used to be a weak place. And what had Moroni done? He had made it a strong place. Here is a nice, where you could throw in a cross-reference, Ether 12:27, where it says, if men come unto me, I will show unto them their weakness. I give unto men weakness that they may be humble. My grace is sufficient for all men who humble themselves before me. For if they humble themselves before me and have faith in me, then will I make weak things, weak cities, weak whatever. I will make weak things become strong unto them. You've got Captain Moroni, who's really fortifying this weak city, and he's turning it into something strong. But behold, to their astonishment, the city of Noah, which had been hitherto a weak place, had now by means of Moroni become strong, just like we just said, even to exceed the strength of the city of Ammonihah. Now, verse 19, it talks about being prepared. You see this word prepared. They're prepared all the way through there, which leads you to verse 23. Thus the Nephites had all power over their enemies. Such a cool phrase. Now, with that in mind, go over to chapter 50. Now, in chapter 50, look what Moroni does. It says, now Moroni did not stop making preparations. It's so cool. Even though they had all power over their enemies, they still didn't stop preparing. That is such a key element to this whole story. But I love this verse. And they were prepared, that they could cast stones from the top thereof according to their pleasure and their strength, and slay him who should attempt to approach the walls of their city. Thus did Moroni prepare the strongholds against the coming of their enemies round about every city in all the land. And he goes on, and he secured fortifications. You go down to verses 10 through 12. They erected fortifications that they might secure their armies, fortifying every area there. Verse 12, and thus Moroni with his armies, which did increase daily because of the assurance of protection. So here's Moroni absolutely fortifying. Now, speaking of the forts, in this month's New Era magazine, there's a cool little article called Use the Forts. I love that. And it says, be like Captain Moroni and build up your spiritual defenses. I would recommend that you read this as a family. You can read as an individual. It's just short little article here in the New Era. One of the things it does at the end, it gives you, from conference, Elder Razban gave a wonderful talk back in April of 2019 about fortifying. Let me just close with this quote here. He said, what are some ways that we can fortify ourselves in troubled times? He said, we're obedient, we trust the Lord, we stand for the truth, we make and renew our covenants by partaking of the sacrament and by worshiping in the temple. And I know that's hard to do right now, but we do our best at still making those things such a part of our life. We should have integrity in all that we do. As we diligently strengthen our fortifications, we become like Jesus Christ as his true disciples with our very souls in his protection. And what you then have, and you might be looking at your house going, oh, our house, we have contention in our home. It's so difficult. Trust the words of inspired prophets and start rebuilding. I love how President Nelson a couple years ago talked to us all about remodeling our homes into places of fortification. So there's your extreme makeover battle edition. You're going to have Satan starting to try to attack your family because, like I said, Satan hates you. He hates your family, hates everything about you. He's going to start coming at you, and he's going to sit there and going, I can't even find them. You've gotten so far out of his sights that as he's shooting all his fiery darts of the adversary, you're not even in his sights because you've gotten so far away from him because you have fortified yourselves. I love that message there. Hopefully that helps you out. Tomorrow we've got another episode that is of your choice, and I think you're going to like it. Anyway, you guys take care. Hopefully that helps you out. Godspeed, and keep fortifying. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.